What's going on, guys? Liam here, and today we've got Team List Tuesday, where I go over all the ins and outs for round 11 of the 2023 NRL season. These videos are really handy to know whether you're just a punter, you're doing fantasy, or you just got a tipping comp at your work. It's handy to know who's playing and who's not, sort of thing. So we're going to go over this now, but man, I'm still getting over Magic Round. I'm telling you, that was so much fun. I was planning the next year's Magic Round while this Magic Round was going on. It was so much fun. I cannot wait for that to roll around again. And guys, I need some of your help too. We're so damn close. So damn close to 1,000. Let's see if we can get that there by this weekend, eh? I love you long time, I promise. I promise. I'm not just saying that. All right, is Adokar back? Is he back? Is he back? You'll have to wait and see. All right. Oh, man, some good games this weekend too. God damn. Storm Broncos. How good is this going to be? Now, I had a quick look through the team list thinking, maybe it'll help me make my decision on who's going to win, and I'm even more lost. I don't. Jesus Christ. No real changes for either team. Tarek Sims just drops down the reserves, but Broncos is flying high. No injuries, no suspensions. They've been relatively unscathed other than last week where they had Haas and Mann out, but that's not much. I mean, well, they're both very important players, but to really only have two players out for one game and you're 10 or 11 rounds deep, you're doing pretty damn good. You're doing pretty damn good. So, man, I cannot wait for this one. Should be amazing. I don't give my tips in this video either, guys. That'll be tomorrow's video. So make sure you're, if you want to keep up to date to those, make sure when you subscribe and just hit the bell icon as well. Doggies was. This is going to be a sick game. I wish it was in New Zealand. Feel New Zealand done a lot of travelling, man. Feeling for them. Really feeling for them. And look at that. The GOAT. Let's trot, baby. He's back. Adokar. What a beast. Must watch TV. I'm so excited for him to be back. And good for the Doggies. They're getting a couple of players back now. Kyle Flanagan looks like he's fallen out of sorts completely, and I'd just about say that's it for him, unless there's an injury to one of these three players. Yeah, it's not looking good. All right, so Edward Corsie and Jackson Ford both out. Jackson Ford's been a beast lately. It sort of sucks, but what do you do? So Josh Curran comes into the starting lineup and Rocco Berry comes in. I just can't put a face to that name, so I don't know who that is, to be honest. I bet you I see his face and go, oh, that guy. But I just literally cannot put a face to that name right now. But if you know who he is and you think he's a monster, chuck him in your anytime try scorers, because I reckon there's going to be some points scored in this game. It's going to be sick. Oh, stop it. Panthers, Roosters. Roosters struggling a little bit, though. They were awful last week. Egan Butcher's out and Angus Crichton comes in. Now, Angus, to me, hasn't looked his devastating self. I don't know. Obviously, had quite a bit of a layoff, but hopefully, comes good. Big fan of Angus. He's a good dude. He's been through some rubbish this year, so hopefully he can have a big game this one. And Penrith relatively unchanged. They're pretty much the same. They obviously got some of their big dogs back last week, but still no signs of... Liam Martin's named in the reserves, but they were doing that quite a bit at the start of the year, so not named in the starting team, so he's obviously a starter, so we'll have to wait and see, but Liam Martin, you never know, could come in. We'll have to wait and see. And they're a much better team with him in it, I'll tell you. They're really missing his strike. Bunnies versus the Tigers. The Tigers are flying high, absolutely killing it. How good's this Buller dude been? Try-saving tackle last week. Absolute monster. And there's some ins, but they're all reserves, essentially. Then no start changes to their starting 17 sort of thing. So good to see. I'm actually loving that we're not seeing a whole bunch of changes. And number one, it makes this video shorter. Number two, it's just good, man. We want to see our stars playing. You don't want to see all these suspensions and all that sort of stuff. Cowboys, St George. Damn, let's have a little look-see here. Pretty much unchanged too. So Jacob Little's named as in, but he's in the reserves. Still no... Oh, jeez, I don't know what these guys are doing. I really don't know what they're doing. Man, this could get ugly for the Dragons, I'm telling you. Again, not picking on you Dragons fans. It's just some crazy moves sort of been named, and I'm assuming they're going to do the Ben Hunt switch into 9 again halfway through the game. It did seem to work. Jaden Sullivan comes in and plays a bit of half. It sort of worked, but then it didn't, because when he came on, made a massive impact. Hunt just giving good service, and Sullivan scored 2 tries within, might have been 20 minutes or something, but it was relatively quick succession. So I was like, oh, they found something here. But then Jaden Sullivan at the end, just 2 real poor kicks that pretty much lost them the game. He seems like a goer, but I don't know if that it was hard, because halfway through the game, you're like, oh, they found something, and then at the end of the game, you're like, oh, have they? Because it was a tough one here. So up in Townsville as well, so it's going to be a tough one for the Dragons. Oh, Raiders, Eels. I was a bit critical of the Eels. So Mitchell Moses got knocked out last weekend, so he has his 11-day standout. So Jake Arthur comes in. How good Dylan Brown played last week. I'm not happy it happened, but some of my favourite games of Dylan Brown last year were when Mitchell Moses was out. I don't think Dylan gets enough ball, so I actually really like. Well, I don't really like this. I really like the fact that I'm going to get to see Dylan Brown get more ball. And I don't mind Jake Arthur either. I know a lot of people give him rubbish, but I think he's pretty damn handy. And I actually much prefer Dylan Brown as almost like the primary. I want to see him play like, I know he's probably not going to be as good as, but get his hands on the ball as much as Munster. You know what I mean? Like, Munster doesn't touch it every single time, but he touches the ball a lot. And I feel like a bit too Moses dominant sometimes. But I'm sort of excited to see how it goes, because Dylan Brown, he was so good to watch last week. I saw his stats and I was like, what the hell? Absolutely insane. So, and I still don't, I didn't think this worked last week either, having Davey in the 12. I thought Bryce Cartwright has been doing better, and I thought he played better than Davey when he came on. So I have a feeling that could change, but we'll have to wait and see. Ryan Madison's almost too good to coming off the bench too. He was elite when he came on. So, I really thought Wirra McGreg's been really, really solid as well. So Xavier Savage, obviously, he went down in the pre-season. Pre-season? Yeah, it was the last pre-season game for 7 or 8 weeks. And they were going, please come back, please come back. And then they bring him back for one game, put him on the wing, and then drop him. So not too sure what's going on then. Like, put it this way, as Parramatta's, I'd be stoked. I think Xavier Savage is beast at fullback. To me, he was one of the most underrated fullbacks last year. You know, like, he was doing real good things. So Albert Hopewadi comes in on the wing for where Xavier Savage was. I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch that game too closely last week, the Raiders-Bulldogs game, so I wasn't like, maybe Xavier made a few mistakes I didn't see or whatever, but a bit strange for me, considering they were pretty much not rushing him back, but they, you know what I mean, like, they were like, Sebastian Chris is a centre playing fullback, and Xavier to me is a genuine fullback, so very strange, very, very strange there from the Raiders. Knights back from Bali. They're going to have nice tans, looking fresh. They're going to have braids. You get your braids done there as well. Anyone with long hair is going to have some nice braids with the beads in it. They're going to be good to go. Still sticking with the Lockie Miller and Kalen Pong at Hastings, with Tyson Gamble on the on at 14. But Adam Elliott's in. He's so good, man. He's so underrated. I thought he was a big loss for Canberra last year. And I definitely noticed his absence in the first few games of Canberra, because he used to come off, or he started and came off the bench, but when you'd notice a massive difference when he came off the bench. He runs so hard, really hard to tackle, gets to his front, plays the ball quickly, so I might even chuck him in as an anytime try scorer if he's paying more than $10. You come on and open up the Titans. But Titans look business as usual. These are all named as reserves, so no real changes to their 17. And good win for the Titans last week against the Eels. And that's it. We're good. Oh no, we're not. We're not good. Jeez, nearly forgot you. Nearly forgot. Battle of the Beaches. God damn, Cronulla versus the Sea Eagles. That's a thing, right? Battle of the Beaches. I think it is. All right. Did I just make that up? No, surely it's a thing. There's no way I made that up. All right, let's have a little look-see. So Schuster named as an in, so is Morgan Harper, but they're both listed in the reserves. Who knows what's going on there, to be honest. They're a mess. Yeah, I know that they lost this week, the Sharkies, but yeah, they don't play around, man. Like, if they're not in this together, they're going to get a score put on them here, I think. So, very strange if Schuster's fit and ready to go and he's in the reserves, but we'll have to wait and see. And no real changes to the 1 to 17 for the Sharks. The ins are just reserves. So that's it. We're here. We're ready. Round 11. How quick did that go? Footy's flying. It's been so good. It's been so even. So that's it, guys. So make sure you're tuned in tomorrow for all my predictions and all the punts I'm putting down and stuff like that as well. And I'll see you on the next one.